to my dance money, I can say, why nigga?
Man from the Leo, GK, but really boiled down to key 10 my ratio. Pumping up and up in my grace like inspirations. I got assurance, so I know that I pay. I check the life lane, but how the four lanes and full blood, suffering.
Welcome back to Camera Farmer. This week, something different, as you've seen from the thumbnail. But I'll explain why it's a little bit different this week. I love taking pictures, and I also love filming. They're both my hobbies. That's what I enjoy doing. I'm actually making a little film at the moment. It'll be out next year at some point. I love filming. I've spent way too much money over the years on cameras, stills or video cameras or whatever. But I'm at a point now where I've put my own equipment together and I'm really happy with it. But there was something missing, and that's where CampSnap came in. So, first, the main camera I shoot with for video is a ZV-10. Fantastic video camera, 4K, does everything you need. Really reliable, great quality footage. If you're wanting something super slick. Another main camera, and this is used every day, a DJI Action 5. I've got a few DJI cameras. I don't think this is the only cameras I own. There are other ones at home. This is used for streaming. This is used for going out to the beach, just whatever. I use this for everything. These are fantastic, incredibly reliable, fantastic sound. I am making a little film at the moment, and I'm shooting it on an iPhone. But it's not just straight off the iPhone. I've got a rig around it. I've got an anamorphic, a freewell anamorphic 1.33 lens. This here is a hard drive, lives in this bit. Rode sound. If you think shooting on an iPhone like this, oh, that's a cheap way to do it. It was a lot more expensive than getting a Sony camera that's dedicated for video. But it does give me a look that I really wanted. And being able to use an anamorphic lens, which are widely available for the iPhone, and they work beautifully with them. This rig I put together from old rigs that I had, and this is what I film with. And it's usually fixed on a tripod, but it's not a cheap way to do it, but it's fantastic. And that brings me on to one of the problems with all these cameras. I just dropped it. But anyway, the cameras can be so high quality. An entry-level phone now, the camera on it, people go, oh, it's not very good, it's not good. If you've got a story to tell, or you're doing a YouTube channel or something, and it's interesting, the quality does not come into it. So quality can be so high now at every stage. Go and watch an old favourite film of yours that was shot on, say, 16mm. Film, you know, the perfect way as it's believed, and look at the corners, they're blurred, there's issues, there's, you know, the film's moving around in the gate, and there's just lots of things that you just accept as the look of the film. So all cameras are essentially good now. So that brings me to, I wanted a camera that was a bit grungy, a bit different. Now, I did buy old video cameras. You get them on eBay for a couple of £. You get little capture cards you can attach to them and film from it, but it's still 640. There's still issues with it, and that's where you don't want to get then lost in just putting filters on things. I like something out the camera I could use. I don't want to just sit for hours putting filters on or getting the right look. Just get the look at the start. And this is where the CampSnap 8 comes in. Now, this was a gift, so thank you to the person that gave me this. It looks fantastic. It's not as light as you think. There's actually a battery in here, and there's a bit of weight to it. So what you've got your on-off dial. You've got your aspect ratio. So you've got the vertical, you've got square, you've got 4:3, you've got 16:9. All the useful ones, which is a big difference as well from an old camera. You've actually got something you could use here and integrate into what you're doing. Here, you've got all your filters. So instead of putting a filter in one at a time, like with the CampSnap itself, which is a great restriction on its own. You have them at hand. You've got widened telephoto, which is digital, which is fine, but I haven't used it at all. I don't really need to. You've got your buttons on the outside for dates and details. They're all easily accessible. Now, these analog dials are not fake. That's for your memory card. And it's an analog dial, which I've never seen before. It's the coolest thing ever. And that one's for your battery. You do have a screen, but I've not been using it. I've been holding it like this and filming this way. I've not even been using the screen. You cannot review what you've filmed on the screen. So it's like very Camp Snap. You take the footage, you have to come home and see what it's like. I know it's a Camp Snap 8 and it looks like something from the 50s or 60s, but it's definitely more of a 90s look, the footage, which is great. There's sound on it as well. Now, one thing it does have, which will hold this up, is a trigger. The trigger's a bit plasticky and I think you'd have to take care of it, but it works like an old 8mm. You have to hold the trigger to film, release it. So it's not on, leave it running or anything. There is a 1/4 inch here. So if you were setting it up, just a bit of tape around it and just keep it filming. It'll go for as long as you want. You get a card in it. I can't remember the size of it, the card. But it's all 1080p. I can't remember the size of the card that's in it, but it can go up to 128 gig, is it? 128? I can't remember. So that's a lot of footage. That's a lot. And from what I've used so far, I'm very pleased with it. So what I'm going to do when I go out now, I'm going to do a little bit of filming, just the usual, walk around my work, just film, but everything will be done on this. There will be no DJI. So the sound quality will be out of this. There'll be no image stabilization. So I'll probably be standing a lot, just moving the camera gently, because it'll be, but I will move it as well so you can see if there's a roll or just all the problems that come with it. Problems that actually kind of look cool. So I can take this footage straight out. I could be filming, have this set up separately and get, you know, almost B-roll of something that's just so cool. And that's the thing with Camp Snap. They've managed to capture cool. They're about to release their new sort of expensive stills camera. And the difference is it's basically like that. It's got, you can select your filters on it. It's got a nicer flash. It's higher amount of pixels in it. I don't know if I would even need one because I've got this and kind of love these. And this, I wasn't sure about. And when I got it, I went, I hope it works. And it's not just, you kind of feel with Camp Snap going from the stills to jumping up to this, it might be a bit of a, I kind of love it. The black and white is really a strong contrast, black and white. So it could be really good. There's some filters on it that are not usable at all. Or one of them is, I would say it's not usable. But the rest are fantastic. But we'll go out and we'll film, and then I'm hopefully, when I'm making other shorts or bits and pieces, I'm going to integrate this directly into the film, because it won't be jarring. It just has a different voice visually, without sitting around putting filters on or paying for filters or getting copies or ones that just never work quite right, or trying to work on it on your own, getting colour balance and resolve. Just take it off there, get it done. The footage is there. The sound on it, from what I've already tried, is surprisingly good for what it is. But I do have an external Zoom recorder, just a little one. So I would just, this doesn't come out, I don't think. So it's not, there's lots of bits that are not real. But I would just somehow fix it to the top and record separate sound if that was required. But I don't think it does, because when you downgrade the visual footage and the sound's downgraded, all just fits. And I was putting it, just trying it with some footage and putting it in the middle, and it doesn't, it's not jarring. It just, you go, okay, that's what I expect to see. So this could be a useful camera, just being low quality, and it's very interesting. So what we'll do is we'll go out just around here. I'm just going to go for a walk here and do some filming. So let's get out there.
So we're starting with standard filter, and I'll move it slowly because I don't know how it copes with moving about, but you'll get an idea of colours, you'll get an idea of sound. I'm looking through the screen a bit, but I'm going to just walk a little bit. And I think it has a very 90s look to it, which is nice. This young gentleman just going up ahead of me said, "Nice camera," so I was very chuffed. Anyway, we'll hold it still. A bit faster. So that's standard profile. And then what I'll do now is go to the next one, which is Vintage 1. Okay, this is Vintage 1. I don't know how this looks with colours, but it should be nice. That's good with cars passing, you get an idea of like louder sounds, what things look like, sound like, you get a good mix. And this is just at the back of my work, so I don't need to go too far. This is Vintage 2. Again, I'm not too sure of the difference in them all. I'll see it when I go back, I'm sure. But it does have a look, doesn't it? It's really enjoyable. So could I recommend these? Yes, they're lots of fun. I don't know how close I can get without going out of focus. I never checked that. I should really read the instructions to things, but I tend not to. It's Camp Snap, they're very simple. I even thought of putting this on a gimbal, but honestly, that defeats the point of it, I think. Okay, on to the next one. Right, this one has a filter on it to make it look like it's old, but I don't know if it really works. It doesn't look good in the screen here. I've not used this one yet. I think this would have been better suited to rather having hairs on it. It would have been like a digital glitch would have been better. But I don't know if this is actually what shows up when I get back. It might be slightly different. I don't imagine so. And then the final one. Okay, I'm in my work unit now because, as I said earlier, one of the problems with the camera, not a problem, is you have to depress the trigger to keep it filming, and I couldn't have done it. So I had 3 seconds of black and white, so I'm back in here shooting black and white. As I said, I think even though the sound, everything's a bit compressed, the sound is surprisingly good on it. I'm in an echoey room here, a hall as you see. But everything looks really good. The black and white I'm very pleased with. Oh, lights went on. Things look quite good. I don't know how it will react to these lights, but we'll see. But I think I'm most surprised just with the general quality of the camera and the sound. It's usable. Put it in. There's some music going over the background here. It'll all blend in. It'll be fine. It's only, I think this was about not even £150. So, which as a gift is a hell of a lot of money, but for a camera that's kind of cool is not much. So, you get an idea what this looks like in black and white. Okay, now we've finally got some black and white. Just get some textures. Yeah, recommended. It's great fun. Until next time.